Hey guys, welcome to Creativity and Inspiration. I'm Lisa. So this is the middle of the week. This is my art vlog. Yay, art vlogs. This time, the middle of the week video, if you haven't been here before, is where I kind of change up how I film. I'm a little more chatty with you guys. I kind of just bring you on what I'm doing, though I haven't brought you very many places yet. I'm still learning this vlog thing, but we'll get there. Today I thought I would take you along. I'm thinking of going to film some local small town places that I think would look really good in art. I wanted to show you. Remember last week when I showed you the cute little park and it was so sunny and beautiful? Well, I've done some sketching of that in my sketchbooks and on a flat panel canvas. I use different mediums. I'll show you in a little bit. I think they came out good, but you know, that's just me. I hope you're all doing great. How's everybody doing? Anything going on? Is everybody starting to get stressed? I hope not. I hope nobody gets stressed from the holidays, because the holidays are meant to be, spent with family or friends and just kind of, being happy. But I know a lot of people get really sad during this time. And I just, want everybody to know that I'm here. You can come watch my videos. I'll talk to you. I will be that friend that's there. You can talk back to me. I may not respond correctly, but definitely if you feel like you want to chat with me while I'm chatting with you, by all means. I'm finally feeling better. Oh my gosh, that was bad. But in all little TMI, I think I might have yanked. I think we're gonna get rid of the ovary, which is fine. I don't need it. So what? Oh, I don't know. I got a mess. I need to clean up. I need to do videos. I still haven't posted videos on my fitness channel and my vintage channel. Vintage, I'm moving everything back to Etsy. I think it's going to be better. Everybody's like, oh, I want to buy, but, I don't know your website, blah, 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 blah. And it's like, okay. People know Etsy, and so, whatever. We're going back to Etsy. It's just a pain because I have to sit here and move everything back. But I really don't mind. If that's what the customers want and it makes them feel more comfortable, by all means. I have, talked to Etsy about it, and yeah. So anyway, also I need to film this painting. I want to paint over this painting and show people how you can buy old paintings and change them to fit your more modern decor. And I'm one of those people, though, that I see vintage and I just cringe when people paint it. But I know to give it a second life you have to sometimes. So I have an inner struggle with myself. This is really a good frame too. And this is an art tip that if you go to thrift stores, you can buy cheap art if you look around. The older art or vintage art from the 80s, 70s, it's inexpensive. You get good wood frames. You get thick glass. You can take out what's in here and put in your artwork and sell it. It's a great way to get your frames for your artwork if they fit. Now, if your artwork's kind of odd sizes or needs a thicker frame, of course, you're going to have to go custom. But this is a trick if you or you can go buy frames and size your art to fit the frames too. It's just a helpful trick, especially if money is tight. This is a great way to do it. In fact, I'm going to use this glass and frame again because it's really heavy and it's really good. And I am going to repaint that painting in here. It's killing my soul. But I will. Probably next week. Because I think I'm only getting one video out over there. I definitely want to get 3 videos out on this channel. So my other channels I want to do 2 a week, but I don't know. Maybe it's just me being sick. We'll see. Let's see. What else is going on? There's a lot going on. I just don't know. I need to take care of some business things. I need to finish moving the vintage back to Etsy. Now my art website is up, guys. Go get your postcards. I'm serious. These postcards are so pretty in real life. I hope they're coming across as pretty as they are. They're only like $4, $3. I don't even know how much they are. But they're on the website. They're not expensive at all. These would be great keepsakes of my art. Seriously, it's a great way if artists make postcards, it's a great way to get an affordable copy of their art. Just saying. So what else? I don't know where the postcards are, guys. They're not right here. That's weird. They were sitting up here so I could show you guys. What? Now this is what's been... My life is crazy, crazy, crazy. Oh, and you know, I'm a caregiver to my husband. If y'all didn't know, my husband had a stroke at 52, another one at 52.3. We aren't sure. He's got dementia from the strokes, I guess. I don't know. And I'm his caregiver. Another reason I gotta get this ovary gone. I can't be sick. I can't. I have complex regional pain syndrome, CRPS, and I have a brain tumor. And I'm a caregiver, and it's very stressful, so all this other crap going on with me, that has to go. Which I'm going to talk to my doctor about in 2 weeks. But I wish I knew where these postcards went. Seriously. I don't. That is so bizarre. I don't know where they were. But go buy postcards, please. They're not very much. And like I said, it's a great example of my art. I think that is art on Procreate that I made. I haven't yet scanned in art out here that I've done, like in a sketchbook or something, and then put it in Procreate. I haven't done that yet. I'm working up to that level. So we'll see. It should be soon. Because it's like something clicked in my brain. I couldn't get Procreate forever. It was too hard. My brain didn't work. And all of a sudden something flipped. And it's like, oh God, this is easy. So I don't know. If you're struggling, trust me. So let me show you all the sketches. I'll put up the picture of the park that I used in the sketches right here. And then this is the painting I did in my big sketchbook. This is acrylics. I'm really proud of this one. I think it came out really good. What do you think? I'm very excited. I think it came out really, really well. And that's all acrylics. And then I did, let's see, where is it? I've got a lot of sketchbooks. Let's see. Then I did one in my small sketchbook here. This is where I swatched the watercolor pencils. Okay, and then this is the watercolor sketch I did, which I thought came out really well too. So I did one in acrylic paints, one in the watercolor pencils, and then the last one I did in watercolor watercolors. And I did this one on a flat panel canvas right there. So you can see all the different mediums, and I'm pretty excited. I think they all came out really well. I think my favorite this time is the acrylic in the really big sketchbook. What do you think? Which one do you like best? The acrylic or the watercolor pencils or the watercolor? Let me know down below. Love to know. I'm pretty excited with all of them. And I might get that one framed. I might not. I might just put it for sale unframed. I don't know. What do y'all like? If you buy art, like from an artist, say from me, would you prefer it to be framed or unframed? Now, if it's canvas, it's going to be unframed. It's really hard to frame canvas. So if it's a canvas, it's going to be unframed no matter what. But if I do it on a flat panel canvas, paper, would you rather it be framed or unframed? Let me know down below in the comments, because I would, you know, that's one of the things, even with photographs, when I take photographs, and used to, of my kids and give them to my mom, I always debated frame or no frame, because my mom and I have very different taste. I'm more boho, nothing matches kind of person, very natural woods, you know, that kind. And my mom is very elegant. My mom is very elegant. And she liked things, you know, to match and stuff. So I always hesitated, because I always knew the frames I picked out were probably not her taste. And I got, in the end, I'd be like, Mom, frame or no frame? And she'd say no frame. And we can be honest with each other. It didn't hurt my feelings, because we are so different. It's so funny. Are you different from your mom, or is your daughter, if you have a daughter, different from you? Let me know. Because my mom and I are like night and day. She likes blingy. She's very elegant, you know. She likes high end. And me, I love to go thrifting. I'm very natural with the earth. I don't care if anything matches. Yeah. And that may be the artist in me. I don't know. I mean, let me know down below. What do you think? Are y'all different? Are you and your mom different? Or were you different? Okay. So, where were we? I probably just deleted a whole bunch of dead space because I was texting with my daughter. I don't know, how many of you do that? You just text. It's so simple, and sometimes because I'm sick, or I don't feel good, or she, you know, is busy at work, or she just doesn't feel like talking, but she'll text me. That's good with me. My son's the same way. As long as I get to, you know, hear from them, I don't care if it's text or a call. I'm not a big talker on the phone. Are you guys big talkers on your phones? I use it more for text and, honestly, YouTube and filming and photographs. I don't know. So I'm going to take you to some places today. We're going to get some photographs, because that's what I did with the park. I took a couple of videos and photographs, and then I worked from those. So I think that's what we'll do today. There's a couple of spots, a couple of places I want to go take photographs of and get some art going on them. You want to talk about full calendars? I mean, look at that. It's very full. And yes, I decorate my calendars. No judgment. And I put glitter tape on them, yes, because I like shiny too. I think we all do, right? Need that just a little bit. Even though I like natural tones and wood and all that, I like a little glitz too. I'm not going to lie. I need my glasses. I found this paper clip, and I just love it. It's pink and green. My colors. Well, pink's my color, but I like it with this green. So I keep it on here, and it's just so pretty. I didn't make it, but I like it. So anyway, take care. If you're looking for vintage items, really cool stuff, or yeah, just head over to my Etsy website. It's listed down below. Everything's not listed yet, so give me a day and everything will be listed. Also, if you want to buy some of my art or postcards, head over to my website. And I'm going to find those two I had out to show everybody. I know I've showed you before. I just like to put them up every time, and I don't know where they went. Oh, that's part of why I need to reorganize my space. Alright guys, it is 2 days later from the first video you just saw, and we are on our way to take some pictures of historic sites in a suburb of Dallas. I think it's going to be fun because then we're going to use these to create in my sketchbook. And of course, you are welcome to do that too. So let's get started on our adventure. So hey guys, so this is the vintage train station. Can't see much of it, but it's pretty cool. And then let me see. Oh, I can't flip you around. So I've been downtown and I got some cool pictures, which I'll show you. I got the gazebo and I got the silos. They used to be a rock climbing gym, which was super cool, but they're not now. But the train station is actually right next to the modern train station, which is kind of cool in and of itself. Okay, to the next spot. Let's go. Okay guys, there's the old barn. And this is the Perry Homestead Museum. Look at these trees. I mean, these trees are crazy. A lot of construction though, and I'm not sure why you would want to put homes next to this. I don't know. Sometimes I just don't get people. Anyway, there's the barn. It's really cool. And there's the homestead. I got some pictures in front. I got some pictures. This is, believe it or not, the front of the barn. So I got some pictures there. This was a gazebo that the museum board put up for weddings and stuff. Again, don't know if I agree, but you know, I guess they gotta stay relevant. Okay, I'm gonna take a picture of this tree. Hey guys, so I filmed a bunch yesterday, and honestly, hair looks bad. Honestly, I wasn't happy with it. I don't know, my energy was super low. I think the cyst is just still bothering me a lot. I go to the doctor the 30th, and actually, I just want him to yank everything, but we'll see. I don't have a good history. Had a grandmother actually die from ovarian cancer, so, you know, that's probably in the back of my mind, floating around, even if I don't want to admit it. So yeah, so energy's been a little low. Haven't been feeling 100%, which sucks. But it's okay. Today's Sunday. It's football day. I'm gonna get out of this, and I'm redoing this video for you guys. So I wanted to talk to you about a couple of different things. I showed you the clip before this one of me out in that humid weather. Can you tell it was humid? Oh my gosh. And I took those photos of some great local historical sites. Love historical sites. I'm actually on the Historical Commission board. It's a volunteer citizen board. It's really fun. I was on it a few years ago too. But anyway, so I went around and took these photos. And as I was taking them, something I'd heard over the course of, you know, watching artists on YouTube or podcast or something is, some artists say don't work from a photo. Well, I have to work from a photo. Sometimes my CRPS doesn't allow me to go out in the field and plein air paint everything I want to paint. So I take my phone and I take photographs. A lot of times I'll walk all the way around if I want a 360 view, and I'll take photographs 360. I didn't do that with most of these because I know what the 360 on these look like. I've lived here off and on for over 30 years. If I was somewhere where I didn't though, I would walk all the way around taking photos of the surrounding area as well. And then I can place this beautiful historic, or whatever it is. Maybe it's a tree. Maybe it's, you know, your family and you're in a setting somewhere on vacation and you want to paint this photograph later. What I can do from all my photographs I take is recreate that in my mind. I can remember being there. I can recreate, this one I'm recreating the humidity because it was awful. But most of the time I like to go in beautiful weather, which is not today. And I can recreate, I can feel the sun on my face. I can think how I felt in that space. Then I can paint it. So if you ever hear don't paint from photographs, just remember artists, like crafters, we're all different. Everybody's different levels of experience, different levels of what we want to paint's different, just different. So if somebody says, oh, never paint from a photograph, keep in mind, that's for them and them only, okay? Any advice I give you, remember, it's just, for me, things I've learned. For you, you can take what I'm saying, twist it, turn it, mold it, tear it, and keep what works for you. And I highly recommend you do that on anything. If you're a paper crafter and you watch journal videos, take what people are telling you. If you're a Dollar Tree crafter and you watch Dollar Tree videos, twist it, turn it, cut it, and keep what applies to you. So, with all that said, I also want to address that some people will go, I'm a professional artist and blah, blah, blah. When I say that, I want you to know my experience level, okay? Not that I'm trying to put anybody down. I'm old, okay? That's my experience level. I have art hanging in galleries across the country, which does make me a professional artist. I do it full time besides the videos I do on YouTube. Okay, so there's different levels of artist. That's fine too. I'm here just to share experiences. My experiences as a professional artist are going to be different than somebody else's that maybe mostly sells to clients and doesn't show in galleries. So everybody's different. Remember, not everybody's stuff is perfect. I know you see on the internet and you see all these gorgeous paintings these people are whipping up in front of you. Remember editing. Remember editing. Don't get down and depressed. Remember, people edit. Editing. I'll show you the bad, the ugly. In fact, I'm going to put in some clips yesterday that I kept where I'm talking about 2 paintings that did not turn out and some things I'm going to do with them. So I'm going to insert that now. I do have some canvas that I'm going to paint over. I have this one that I'm going to gesso over. I have this one I'm going to gesso over as well. The cattails are part of the pond, but I painted them too stiff and they don't have any personality to me. And I like my mermaid, but I don't like the pitch black island. I like the moon light back here. I don't know. There's parts of this painting I like and parts I don't. And she's singing, drawing the sailors in to crash into her island there. I'm not sure yet. There's parts of both of these that I like and parts that I don't. So I don't know. They're not really big. I mean, this one's a 12 by 12 and this one's probably a 12 by 16 or an 11 by 14. I'm not sure. Or I could take them off of the frames and get some new canvas and stretch on these pre-made frames, which is something I might do too. And either way, I'll bring you along with me when I do it. That way, if maybe you have some canvas you've messed up on, instead of gessoing over them, you can just undo the canvas and restretch canvas, which is what we might actually do. I've got to get some canvas to stretch over them, but I think I'll do that and I can show you guys that process. Then with the canvases that you take off, you can use these for a lot of things and we'll talk about that at the time we do that. Okay, see? Y'all helped me fix a dilemma. Okay, guys, so you saw some paintings just don't turn out, and what I'm going to do is take that off the frame, get some blank canvas, stretch it, gesso it, and we'll have new canvas to paint on. And I'll bring you along on that process, and if you watch my other videos, those canvas that we take off might show up somewhere. You never know. Yesterday I did a bunch of ornaments. I kind of was painting. I was kind of painting them on camera. I'm not showing that part. I'll put a clip of all the ones I've painted. It's 4 sets of snowmen, 4 sets of wine-related ornaments. These are the only ornaments I'm doing, except I thought we could do one more set today, and I could talk a little bit about the process of painting on little wood rounds. Just something fun. Artists don't always paint on canvas. In fact, the video next week, I'm going to be talking about painting on a guitar. You heard that right, a guitar. So come back on Wednesday for that video, or maybe it'll be up Thursday evening, sometime in there. The videos are going to be off again, obviously, because this art video is not going up till Sunday. Guys, I tell you, I have not been feeling well. But I promise on Tuesday we will have our tab journal video. What is a tab journal and my take on it. And we'll also talk about ways that you can make journals more space friendly. How you can store journals too. So stay tuned for that as well. All right. So we've talked about, I'll show you what I'm doing, though I don't know if it's going to show up right now because I've just kind of lightly sketched it. It's part of my solo series I'm doing. It's part of my solo show I'm working on, and it is actually a brown bear. He's looking in a stream, so it's actually like 2 bears. I don't know if you can see anything. I haven't started painting it. Of course, you will see an update on that on Wednesday's video. Alright, so let's talk about painting wood rounds, though. And the reason I like to paint on different surfaces is because if I always painted in a sketchbook or on canvas, it get boring. I did my chair, which I'll input here. This wasn't painting. This was collage. I loved it. This chair is amazing. I do rolled art, which I'll also put up here so you can see. So being an artist doesn't mean you have to stay in one lane if you don't want to. Some people will tell you, yes, you do have to. You don't. Go wherever your creative heart takes you. All right, let's paint some of these rounds real quick. And I think this time I'm going to do like a navy background, like a starry night. And the reason I'm going to do a dark background is because these rounds, I don't know if you can see, they have discoloration on one or both sides. I only paint one side when I do these just because I'm an artist and I'm not going to paint both sides. I sign the back of them if you want, or I can sign the front. And by signing, I put my initials. That's how I'm signing my artwork right now. It's the easiest for me. Oh my gosh. Alright, so let me get all my paints together. Do you see that? I got my shirt caught my glasses. Let me get all my paints together that we're going to need. And then we will get started. I got to think of what am I doing. I'm going to do a navy background with a green tree, some snow on the ground. Do we want lights on our tree or do we just want snow? And do we want an animal on there? I think I'm just going to put... Or do we want to do cute little dog noses? Wouldn't that be cute? I don't know, I'm kind of over the holiday themed. What do y'all think? Maybe doggy noses? I don't know. I maybe could do a corgi butt and a dog nose on too. I feel like 4 would be a little too much. Maybe I have 2 extras. Maybe I'll do the corgi butt and the dog nose on 2. And on the 4, I'll do the tree with a little snow and just the starry background. We're going to keep it simple. What was that rule? Keep it simple, stupid. I don't like to say stupid, but yeah, no. Keep it simple. Don't make it too crazy. Then I'm trying to decide what color tree. If I'm going to do a navy background, I'm really going to need a brighter tree. So I think this paint would be too dark. See, all this goes into prepping. You don't just sit down and do it. I know artists make you think, oh, we just sit down and whip out these things like that because of what they show you on here, but that's not true. You go through a lot of talking to yourself, a lot of arguing with yourself, a lot of ideas, and you have to just narrow it down and decide what you want to do. And that's, that's real life, guys. And I think I just decided that, where's my brown? My brown's over there. I think I just decided I might do a Charlie Brown tree. Not call it a Charlie Brown tree, but a twig tree. A twig tree with stars and snow. We'll do one twig tree and see how it comes out. See, I tell you, this is real life. And I wanted to show you real life. I didn't want to just show you, oh, I'm doing this, and here's all my stuff, and let's make this painting. That's not real life, guys. I love artists. I love artists that do that, but it's not real. And I'm all about being real for you guys. The good thing is you need little brushes. Ooh, trip fall. You need little brushes to do this, and that's kind of like to paint with. Even big canvases. A lot of times I have brushes this big. I know, crazy. Alright, so what I'm going to do is I got my navy paint. I'm going to go through and paint all of the bases real fast. I'll speed it up. Take my hands out of my shirt here. And I decided to do navy than black because black sometimes can just be too much. We'll see. I might end up doing black if navy doesn't come across like I want it to. But I think navy's going to be prettier. And it's going to allow us to have more colors. Black is kind of, it blocks. It blocks everything out, and we don't want to block everything out. We want some light to bounce on these to give them illusion that the snow is causing the light. And if you put black, it's just going to suck up all the light. And alright, I'm going to paint the rest of these real quick. And I'll be okay, guys. While we were waiting for those to dry, I painted my little corgi butt. He's cute. I got to put his little paw pads on his feet and fill in the green around him. Should have done the base first because you can definitely see the wood, and you'll see a difference when I talk about putting a base coat down on when you put it on something textured or patterned like these wood rounds. You'll see the difference. I'll show you that in just a minute. But these are all dry, so I thought I'd bring you over here now, and let's create a Charlie Brown tree, though we're not going to call it that. And we're going to make it our own. I'm going to call these twig Christmas trees. Sounds good, right? Okay, so I got all my little brushes out, and I'm going to put down... Actually, I need to put down the snow. I should have done that, too, before I brought you guys back over here. Oh, well. I have a brush already with white paint on it. We're just going to finish using up what's here. And we're going to put a nice... Now we're going to put a nice base layer of ground down with snow. And this is probably going to take a few coats as well. Otherwise, the navy's going to show through. We want a little bit of the navy to show through because you know how at night the sky kind of reflects off the ground and you'll have dark and light spots and snow. So we want that. Okay, so see how I There's some dark and light, some thick spots and not thick spots. We're going to let this dry and do another one while that one's drying. And we're going to do the same thing. Make sure when you paint these that the hole, if you're doing ornaments, that the hole to string the twine through or whatever you're going to use is at the top. Because if you mess up, well, you're going to have an upside down hanging ornament. And again, I'm just painting these where there's some thick and the blue doesn't show through, and then there's some thin where it does, and that's going to give the effect of light and shadow. And that's an easy way to do it when you don't know how to paint it, or maybe you don't really want to go to the trouble of putting a lot in. Do it that way and you'll get the same effect. As soon as these dry, we'll do our twig tree. But while we're waiting again, we'll probably go back to our corgi over there and fill in our grass and you can go different heights. My snow is different heights on all of these. I'm going to add a little more to this one because I think I cheated it some. Didn't have a lot on it. Now, as they're drying, I notice they've got a little more shadow than I want on them. So I'm going to go back and add just a little bit more white. But I'm not filling it in 100%, obviously, because I do like that shadow effect. Alright, while that dries, we're going to paint our paw prints and our green grass. Brown, we're going to do our paw prints real quick. And when you do things like these rounds or something small, even in your journals, you got to have multiples going because it does take time for stuff to dry. We're going to start with our first twig tree. You can see the light and shadow by just letting some of the darker paint shine through the white. It's not actually quite dry yet, so we're going to let it dry. I'm going to work on the nose. We'll be back. Okay. Finish the little dog nose ornament. How cute. And just still got to put the green on my corgi butt, but he's got little paws. So cute. That was a good idea for those two. Now, these two, those are still drying. These are ready, so I'm going to show you how you can put a tree on these really quick. I'm going to get my brown brush that I was using, and I'm going to put the little base for my tree. Okay, so that's going to be the base for our tree, and then from there, we're going to just come up, and you can make it as tall or as short as you want. So there's our tree, there's our base. If you noticed, I did the wood on the snow like an X crossways to the hole at the top where we're going to put the twine. That way my tree will sort of be right under it. Sort of. You can make these trees as big or as little as you want. And then we'll come in with the green. Just like that. It doesn't have to be real in depth. The leaves don't have to even be leaf shaped. They're just going to kind of read as leaves. And that's all you have to do. Once those dry, what you're going to want to do is, depending on when it snowed, you might want to come back in and add just a little bit of snow on your branches. If you noticed, I didn't open my white paint up. I'm just using the white that's still on my brush. And I'm just putting a little bit in where I think it might have landed. And there you go. It's that simple. And then for the stars, you can put snowflakes or you can put stars. I'm going to put snowflakes. So I'm going to get out my white, but I'm going to stick this end instead of the brush end. Remember, no two snowflakes are alike, so if they don't look alike, or if some are bigger, have you ever seen snowflakes? Some are big, some are little, and boom, there's one with snowflakes, that easy. Or, wipe that off so I can stick it over here. Or if you don't want to do snowflakes, you can do, have to get a brush that can do them though. Too soft, maybe. We'll put that up there. You could do stars. You could do stars in yellow or white. And for a star, you just kind of want to make like a little X with a star down a line down the center and across it. And like that, and you have stars. So there's a couple of ways you can do tree ornaments. Now, if you don't want to do twig trees, of course, we can do a whole tree. But they're going to be small because these ornaments aren't big. And because this one wasn't snowing, I didn't put snow on the tree. So this is stars, this is with snow. I think I like the snow better, but everybody's different. Now, let's do one and let's put a bigger tree on there. So let's get our brown back. And what we're going to do is I always do the tree first when I do this kind. It's just easier for me, but you do you. And then for this one, we'll do a traditional tree. I'm going to kind of offset it over here. And I'm going to do, remember, it gets bigger as it comes to the ground. Here's our tree. This is more what I think people think when they think Christmas tree shapes. But it can be a tree too. Or you could put your own tree in there. Now you could do several. What I'm going to do, I'm going to show you in just a second. Let me put the brown base on my tree. Because our tree has to have a trunk. So all I'm going to do is add the base to my tree with a little brown paint. I'm going to come in and I'm going to add the tree there. If you want to add some branches into your tree, by all means, do so. Then I'm going to bring my white brush back. This one. The one that's a little more finer detailed. And there you go. There's another way to put a tree on an ornament. Okay, one more design idea for you as far as trees go. What we're going to do is we're going to do the same thing. I kind of messed up that shape, but it's okay. Trees out in nature aren't perfect, so if my trees aren't perfect, it's fine. I'm going to make another one. Okay, so all we did was put some trees way off in the distance. They kind of got farther away as they went. We're going to add our trunks. And then what we're going to do is we're going to add some stars. But this time we're going to add, whoops, we're going to add yellow stars. Oh, I put the wrong color paint on there. See, we all make mistakes. I just put the wrong color paint on there, so I have to get the brown out and put that on. So see, everybody makes mistakes. Don't ever think professional artists don't make mistakes. Because we do. But I'm not going to wash my hands right now because I'm going to finish. Yellow paint. Oh, well, I guess I'm going to go wash my hands because I have to get up anyway. Okay, guys. So on the last one, you could do yellow stars. I'm going to do white just to keep everything consistent because I want them to be a set. So I'm going to add a little bit of white to them. Oops. And that'll be it. We will be done. I'm not going to put any snow because it's not snowing in this one. There's going to be stars again. And I think we're just going to do one star, big star. Off in the distance, like that. And we're done. Now, let's paint the green on our corgi real quick. And we will be completely done with all these. So there is our Christmas tree set. We have these two. And we have these two. Super cute. But as you saw, artists mess up all the time. Just because they don't show you doesn't mean it doesn't happen. Trust me. And if anybody can get through painting on, canvas live without messing up, they're either super amazing artists or honestly, they're using editing. And I'm not being rude to anybody. I'm just telling you sometimes. Sorry, I had to be quiet to paint that little section. Sometimes people just want you to think they don't mess up. But then that makes you feel terrible, right? How many of you watch weight loss on YouTube and you believe those people never have a hamburger occasionally? Or if they don't, you believe that they're really happy? Because I got news for you. If you don't, no, if you're vegan, I mean a vegan burger, okay? Or a vegetarian burger. Because meat's not my thing. But, I mean, I eat bad stuff and good stuff. And that's a balance, Sammy! He licks his feet. I told y'all we had to get an antibiotic shot. Sam, I might have to put your cone on. And I don't want to, baby. Cones are mean. But if they keep him from licking his feet. Okay, guys, I'm going to paint this real fast. And we'll wrap this up. Hey guys, so as you see, we finished all the ornaments. I'm super excited about the way they turned out. If you're interested in any of those, of course, they will be up on my art website. They're not very expensive. I'm just doing them for fun. So I priced them totally reasonable. Guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, be sure and give it a thumbs up. Also, don't forget, hit that subscribe button and that little bell. Sorry this video didn't get up on time. Like I said, I haven't been feeling good. Actually, I'm starting to feel better. Take care. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.